Hey, it's Trip from TripAdvice.com, and today we're going to be going over the ultimate guide on how to pick up girls in college. If you've been paying attention, then you have seen that I put out an ultimate guide for picking up girls in high school. So this video today has been inspired by that one. You know, I wanted to put out a video teaching guys how to meet girls in high school, if you're in high school, of course. And a lot of guys were requesting doing one in college. So here it is. This is it. We're going to be going over everything I know dumped into one video all about meeting girls, picking up girls in college, and giving you some expert tips about how to use your college experience to get better with women. Now, I did go to college, so I have a lot of experience here in teaching you how to get better. A lot of it is going to be revolving around things that I wish I did and wish I ended up, getting better at. But unfortunately, I had to learn a little bit more about picking up girls after college. Doesn't matter. Either way, a lot of the principles still apply, and I have now figured out what the ultimate system is for you to maximize your college experience. Now, before I get into that, I want to tell you about a blog post that I have, which is the 10 mistakes that I made in college. Yes, I made 10 huge mistakes, and I want you to learn about them. So I'm going to put a link on the screen and in the description below for you to be able to read that blog post and learn about what I screwed up in so you don't have to. But either way, we're going to be going into what you need to do right now. First, let's talk about what girls want in college. What is the difference between maybe a college girl versus a high school girl versus a girl in her 20s, 30s, 40s, and beyond? Well, there are some slight differences, especially when we're talking about girls who are much younger. Okay, so we're talking about the, I'd say 18 to 23, pushing 24 crowd, right? So this kind of like you just got out of high school and now you're in your late teens, approaching the drinking age if you happen to be in the United States, and now you're in college. So what is a girl like this trying to do, trying to go after her? What are her thoughts, feelings, and emotions? And I'll tell you what, they're actually very similar to a guy like you who might be in college right now. You see, girls in college are looking for the ultimate experience, right? College is a little bit more of a looser time. You don't really have to go to that many classes throughout the day. You don't have to be at a job. Technically, some people get jobs, but it's not this mandatory 9-to-5 job, right? It's a little bit different. It's a little bit looser. The vibe is a little bit more relaxed. Again, depending, but that is the overall idea here. So what do you want? You want fun. You want more experiences. You want to try new things right across the board. You might be trying new things sexually. A lot of people try out different types of drugs in college. A lot of people try out new types of identities in college, right? They'll actually try to put a different persona on maybe than they tried when they were in high school. They're going to be listening to different types of music, getting into more culture. This is the time for people to explore, and that's going to be for you, but it's also for women. So I just want to help you understand the mindset of what a woman is going through so you really understand what it is that she's looking for. Now, some girls are going to be looking for their husband. They think that now that they're adults, they're going to be looking for someone to settle down with. So there are women out there who are going to be looking for someone who's going to be forever. I know a lot of people who ended up meeting in college and then ended up getting married, right? But there's also a lot of girls out there who are not looking for serious relationships and are looking for more fun, more sexual activity, and just trying out new stuff. So wherever you fit in that category, there's going to be a girl there for you. And I've just noticed that you're going to be able to meet so many different types of women who are going to be trying new things just alongside you, who's also trying to maybe find themselves and also have new experiences. So why is it important to know this? Well, it's important to know because you're going to meet a wide variety of women who want different things, and that is awesome. So what I'm trying to tell you is college is a really great place to practice meeting women and developing the skill of socializing and attraction. College is really just a place to learn everything. It's so cool. You get to learn about yourself. You get to take different types of classes that you want to take, and you get to really experiment with who you are, how you fit into the world, which, by the way, will never end. That's something you'll be continuously doing, but this is kind of the start of that journey, and you're going to be able to, again, really dive deep into using college as a practice ground to be meeting women, for then when you finally end up in more of the real world, you can have a lot of experiences. I'll just share with you one mistake that I made that's in that little blog post, the 10 mistakes, is that I did not talk to as many women as I wanted to. I had some hookups here and there, and I had fun. However, I didn't really take advantage of the fact that there are so many women who are open to being social and meeting you. It's a little bit different when you get into the, quote, real world, and so college is a good time to experience that. Okay, let's get into the meat of it here. And what I mean is meeting girls. So let's go over this. I know a lot of guys are interested in how to meet girls and how to get them attracted. So let's talk about how you can do that in college. Now, there are going to be a variety of different places where you can meet girls, right? You can meet at the bars, you can meet at parties, you can meet on campus, you can meet at Greek Life, you can meet in class. I'd say, unless I'm missing something here, and if I am, please comment down below. But those are the 5 main areas where you can meet girls: bars, parties, campus, Greek Life, and class. So many different amazing available opportunities for you to meet girls. It's astounding. Okay, so let's start with the bars. First, I'm going to help you out here. I'm going to give you the best pickup line to use, and you're going to be shocked because you're not going to be just using this at the bars, but you're going to use this in plenty of other places. What I want you to do is when you see a girl that you want to talk to at the bars, all you got to do is say, "Hey, I haven't met you yet." Yep, that is the magic line. That is the magic line that's going to get you into so many conversations in college. Hey, I haven't met you yet. And what I encourage you to do, again, we're talking about bars right now, is to go out. I want you to go to bars. I probably don't even have to tell you that because there's so many bars on campus and a lot of people are doing that. So this is not new news to go to the bars, but I want you to use the bars as one of your avenues, as practice grounds to meet a lot of women and spark conversation with a lot of women. The reason why I'm using this pickup line, or opening line, so to speak, "Hey, I haven't met you yet," is because what's happening here is you're in college and you're in an area where everyone shares this same identity, right? The same identity of attending this college. Okay, now if you're in a big city, you can still go to bars and still use that line. It really works no matter what. If you go up to a girl and say that at a bar that is in your city, but it's not really a college bar, it still is a great way to open up conversation. Very simple. "Hey, I haven't met you yet," right? But the cool thing about it is it makes sense to say that because they go to the same college as you. So naturally, you're going to be meeting a lot of people who go to your college. It's like basically a big party, okay? I like to use that line, and you're going to use that line, by the way, at parties. But it's, imagine college is like one big party where everyone is there for the same reason, right? If you go to a party, everyone's there because they know the person who threw the party, or they know someone who threw the party. It's like the same vibe when you're actually at a bar on a college campus. It's just one big party. You guys have something huge in common. You go to the same college, so you can really just easily go up to anyone and start talking to them about anything you want. It is that easy. Here's another big tip at the bars. What I want you to do is I want you to merge groups. I want you to do this constantly. Go up to girls, start conversations, talk about anything regarding college and classes or Greek life or anything going on the campus, the bars. And then when you start meeting people and you start meeting people at the bars, make a lot of friends, get a lot of numbers, and then you can start merging groups. You can start introducing people to people. This is going to give you this leadership role. And I know for a lot of you, that might sound very out of your comfort zone and very scary. Well, guess what? Hopefully, if you're watching this and you're 18 years old, you have 4 years to practice this. And if you're watching this in your senior year, whatever, don't worry. You'll still be able to, work in your early 20s, and I'll probably make a guide for that later on too. But just know that you can be going out, meeting lots of people, getting people together. You can get people to, different areas, introducing them. You can go and invite them to different parties, right? You can become a leader, and you can do it so easily. Really, all you got to do is get numbers and have a place to go. That's all people want in college. They just want a place to go. They want a place to go and party and drink and hang out and be around people and meet new people and have fun. And if you can cultivate that, then you'll have people coming and you'll make a lot of new friends along with a lot of new girlfriends. Bars, great place to go. All right. Now let's talk about parties, right? Same idea. You're gonna be going to a lot of parties. frat parties, sorority parties. You're going to be going to apartment parties and dorm parties and all different kinds of stuff. And so when you're going to these parties, just do the same exact thing. Go up to girls, say, hey, I haven't met you yet. Do it to guys too. Don't just single yourself out and meet girls. Meet other guys, because when you become friends with guys and they have girlfriends, well, then you'll be able to meet them and return the favor. If you end up meeting guys, introduce them to your new girlfriends. Just put everyone together. There is enough to go around, and most likely you're at a college that is going to have more people than your high school. So it's going to be really easy to find lots and lots of people. And don't forget, every single year that you're in college, every new year that you end up going, there's going to be a whole new batch of freshmen coming in. So there is plenty to go around. Okay, so parties, go up to girls, hey, I haven't met you yet, start conversations, get numbers. Try your best not to get too much social media. And by the way, we're going to talk about that in a little bit here. Don't just get their Facebook, try to really get their numbers, because this is just more work for you. You have their Facebook. It's cool to add them as friends later, or I don't know, you might get their Snapchat, which is great too. But again, more work. We want to get you closer and closer to the girls. So you want to get their number so you can text them and invite them out and hang out with them, hook up with them, and whatever. Okay, so just make sure that you're going out and getting numbers. Try for that first before social media. And when you're in college, it's going to be so easy to get numbers. You're not a stranger. Like I said, this is like one big party, right? You're not a big stranger because you go to that college. It's a little bit different when you get older. You go to a bar and you meet a girl or another party. It's a little bit more, there's a little bit more friction involved in getting a number. So here, it's just really easy. Get a number, move on. Okay, now here's a great place to meet women, which I really never took advantage of because I didn't really learn too much about, game and pickup and meeting girls and dating. I didn't learn about that stuff till I was in my early to mid 20s. So the campus, right? The campus is a great place to meet girls. And here's a really good line here. Go up to them and say, hey, what's up? What are you studying? Right? A lot of girls are going to be hanging out. They're going to be reading a book. They're going to be doing some studying. You're going to find a lot of people studying. So just go up to them and say, hey, what's up? What are you studying here? And they'll talk to you about it. And then you can continue conversation from there. And if they're not studying, just go up to them and say, hey, I haven't met you yet. Just be this social, fun guy. And again, there's going to be guys who are out there who are going to be commenting, Trip, that's not me. I'm not that fun social guy. I don't do that. That's not part of me. Let me tell you something. That wasn't part of me either. But you can turn into that person. This is not like, you're trying to change your body chemistry here, okay, and trying to transform yourself into some different being. All you're doing is you're going to be turning on a different little switch of your personality. At first, it's going to feel very strange, but when you do it over and over and over and over and over again, you're going to be able to talk to more girls, and it is going to be part of your personality to just be social, okay? If you don't believe me, experiment with it. Don't argue and say, it's not me. Try it first, okay? Because it really, really can work, all right? So anyways, we're talking about girls on campus here. Another good opening line, right, is just ask them directions somewhere, right? That's something I talk about on the channel. I have another video called The Most Effective Pickup Line, which is asking where the nearest Starbucks is. You could use that. You can ask just directions to anywhere you're going. It doesn't matter. Just pick something. Just get into conversation. And then ask them, hey, what classes are you taking here? Just get their opinions on different classes. Again, college is great because there's so many opportunities for conversation. You don't have to come up with things really out of thin air because there's just a lot. You can talk to them, ask them questions about the parties or whatever. I've talked about Greek life or different bars or teachers or classes or majors, right? There's so much to talk about. There's so much just material and content to go off of. So I don't want to hear you say in the comments, what do I say? What am I supposed to say with the girl? How do I start conversation? Like, this is it. Giving you all the good stuff right here. All right, now let's touch upon Greek life. So if you are a freshman at this point and you're watching this, I got some tips for you. If you are a sophomore, junior, senior, super senior, super senior, this might not help because maybe you're past the point of joining a fraternity. But let's talk about fraternities and sororities, and I got some pros and cons. So personally, yes, I was in a fraternity. So you might think, well, if I'm in a fraternity, then I'm going to be telling you, well, you got to join a fraternity. That's not necessarily true. It all depends on the college you go to, and it depends what your goals are, okay? So let me just give you some of my pros and cons. Now, the pros for joining a fraternity are this. Basically, your social life is set up for you. It's really easy. You're basically paying for a social life, and you're kind of paying for friends in a sense. People who are maybe like-minded. All depends. There's different types of fraternities out there. But yeah, it's basically like this set up social life, because when you're in a fraternity, there's going to be parties all the time that they're going to throw. You're going to be doing mixers with other sororities. You're going to be with a bunch of dudes, so you're going to make friends really quickly with the guys in your fraternity. So that's really cool. I had a really great experience in my frat life, you know? And don't think frat life in terms of like how the movies portray it. I don't know if you've seen a lot of like Revenge of the Nerds. That's like an old movie from the 80s, and you know, there's like the dorky guys in the fraternity, then there's like the, you know, very fratty kind of like, you know, jock type guys, and like that's what frat brothers, and you know, smashing beer cans on your head. That's a very generalization of a fraternity life is like. That's what you might see in the movies and TV and stuff like that. But it's not like that. You know, it's just you're part of a social circle of guys. You're in a fraternity. That's pretty much it. You know, and you join different ones depending on who you get along with the best. And like I said, it's a done for you situation. So that's really cool because you get access to parties and girls in other sororities. And it's just good to make friends, right? Very easy. The cons are this: if you're going to a school where the Greek life isn't that heavy, you might not want to join it. You know, there's some schools where they have a Greek life, but it's not a overriding thing in the actual college. Like, it's not something that a lot of people are joining. It's just small. There's only a few of them. Maybe not the best idea. Maybe the social life is actually heavier outside of the Greek life scene. And if you're in a fraternity, this is another one of the cons, is you're kind of just like stuck there. Now you're not stuck actually. You can obviously go off and do whatever the hell you want, but you tend to move a little bit towards what's easy, and what's easy is sticking with your frat brothers and those guys, and then doing the sorority kind of mingle, all that. You don't really necessarily have an easy way to go off and start meeting other people because you're in a fraternity, right? So that's one of the cons, is you might want to create your own social life outside of the fraternity scene. Again, depending on the school or depending on what you want. You know, Greek life isn't for everybody. So it's kind of up to you to decide what you think is better. Like I said, weighing both of the options, they're both fine. Just really take a look at if the Greek scene is big in the school. If it is big, might be great to join it, but you know, even if you don't, it's probably fine. But if the Greek life is really small, my tip would just be don't do it. Just not worth it. You know, stick to the rest of the school where people aren't in fraternities, and you can still make friends that way, and it's still fine. Last, in terms of meeting girls, and we're only scratching the surface here. I got more to talk about in terms of meeting girls in college. But let's talk about class. Class is an amazing way to meet girls. I did not take advantage of this enough. That's actually another one of my big mistakes that I talk about in the blog post. I did not meet enough girls in class, and it is by far the easiest way to meet girls in school. It is just so easy, because to start a conversation and to have something in common, it's built in. You're in the same class. You're learning the same thing. You're going through the same struggles. Maybe you're in the same major, so there's even more that you guys already have in common. It's just so easy to get into conversation. Now, here's a really cool thing to do. You can ask them to start a study group. That's one thing I would recommend. I'd recommend that anyways, just to meet people and get better grades, right? Is form a study group and ask the girls that are cute to join, but don't just form a group with you and like 10 girls. While that sounds amazing, it's gonna be a little bit weird. You want some guys in there to balance out the energy, and you don't want to be so obvious where you just have a bunch of hot girls in a study group. But go to girls after class, ask them, hey, I'm starting a study group for this. Do you want to join? Give them some benefits, by the way, because they might not just say yes because you said there's a study group. However, they still might. But you still want to have a good reason, like, hey, do you want to start a study group together? I think it'd be really cool to get together every week and go over notes and study together and things like that, right? Just give them that reason, and they'll be like, yeah, that sounds cool. You have nothing to lose. If they don't want to, okay, no big deal. Doesn't matter. It's not like a rejection. It's no big deal. So ask girls to join study groups. Here's a good opener for you. You go up to a girl that you see right after class and you say, hey, you're in my class, right? And yeah, that's an obvious question. Like, yeah, you were just there. but she's not going to be thinking about it that way, right? She's not thinking so logical, like, why did he ask me that question? So just go up to him and say, hey, you're in my class, right? And then move on from there, right? You can talk about the teacher, you can talk about the class, you can talk about a test that's coming up or a project, ask them how they're doing. Very simple. Hey, you're in my class, right? Start conversations. Get their phone number. If you think they're really that cute and you want to actually hook up with them or hang out with them, get them out. Have them join one of your parties. Have them come to, either a frat party or an apartment party or to the bars with you and your friends. Get them out, right? We're having you practice being social here. This is what I really want from you for these 4 years, is to be as social as possible. So when you do meet girls in your 20s, late 20s, 30s, and all that stuff, that it's going to be so much easier for you and the fear is not going to be there anymore. And I know a lot of you guys struggle with that. Let's move right along. Let's talk about social media. Now, social media, like I said earlier, is something, especially nowadays in college, that a lot of guys are going to get very caught up in. It's very easy to just do a lot of messaging on Facebook and Snapchat. And again, I mentioned this earlier, but you really want to have a goal of getting these girls in person. Like I said earlier, you want to get their phone numbers, right? The point of getting their phone numbers, and it's not to text them all day, it's to get them out. The point of socializing isn't to do it on your phone here and be texting and staring at a screen all day. That's not the point of socializing. That is not real socializing, and that's not how you're going to be able to practice getting good with people in person. So as much as it's going to be a temptation for you to do a lot of Snapchatting, Facebooking, and Twitter, or maybe you're watching this 5 years from the date this was created in another social media that hasn't even been invented yet, I just suggest that you don't push yourself to do that. Instead, push yourself to get the girls in person, get phone numbers, and get them to meet up. Don't get too caught up with social media, please. All right, now I want to cover drinking and drugs, which is going to pop up a lot in college. You're going to be offered different types of drugs. They're going to be there. They're going to be around. Maybe they won't be, but my guess is in your 4 years, drugs will come about. I'm not going to tell you what to do here. That is up to you. Obviously, doing lots of drinking, lots of drugs are very bad. I don't have to tell you that. That should be common sense at this point. So I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's your life on how you want to and how you want to live it. However, I will say this. Doing a lot of drinking and doing a lot of drugs is not going to help you get better with women. I will say this again. Doing a lot of drinking and doing a lot of drugs will not help you get better with women. Now, for you out there who is probably saying, what are you talking about? People get drunk all the time and you hook up, right? People kind of lose their inhibitions. It's a little bit easier to say yes to hooking up with someone. It's easier to approach and start a conversation, right? Alcohol and even drugs can do that to you. It can make things a lot easier. I can't deny that. That is true. However, if you want to make the most out of your college experience, it is not going to be by using alcohol and drugs as a crutch. It is going to be you learning how to socialize and how to beat the fear of going up and talking to girls, and also beating the fear of being able to flirt and talk to girls in a very seductive way. It is going to be easier for you to do that when you're not intoxicated. And I know what you're thinking already. Well, yes, it is. That's kind of why people get drunk, because it's easier. Yeah, it is, a lot easier at first. And I know it's going to be much harder for you when you're going up to girls not intoxicated. But I'm telling you, you will have more control over your interactions. You'll be more on your feet. You're going to be more social. You're going to make more friends. You're going to get more numbers. You're going to do better with women when you learn how to do this, not under the influence. So I urge you, as much as drugs and alcohol are going to be around in college, don't do that stuff if you're trying to get better at socializing and meeting girls. Again, I know it's going to happen. You're probably going to do something a lot of people do and experiment in college. And again, whatever you got to do. But if you're doing it too much, you're not going to get better at meeting women. I promise you. It is not going to prepare you for the real world when you go out there. And you might be thinking, well, Trip, I'll just get a girlfriend in college and then I'll get married, or I'll just, whatever, have a girlfriend. And so I move out of college and then I'm set. I don't have to learn this stuff. You don't know what's going to happen, okay? You might think you found the love of your life, but you guys are young. You don't know what's going to happen when you're 22, 23, when you guys move to different cities. It becomes long distance, who knows? Or you guys just end up growing and becoming different people and it doesn't work. So I'm telling you, I'm preparing you. You want to be able to meet people not under the influence. And I guess we can now transition into the idea of girlfriends too now, right? So should you get a girlfriend in college? Now with girlfriends, it might happen. You might end up meeting a lot of girls and you find that one beautiful one that's awesome, and you'll want to just make her your girlfriend. And that's great. Having a girlfriend in college isn't the worst thing in the world. But if I had to tell you what to do in order to get better, again, for your middle, late 20s and so on, maybe getting a girlfriend isn't the best idea when you're in college. Just throwing that idea out there for you might not be the best idea. Why? Because you're going to stop yourself from continuously socializing, meeting girls, and having fun. And also, being able to practice and get better at this skill. This is a skill that is now really key to learn. Socializing, seducing, attraction, all that stuff. And that stops when you're in a relationship. It really does. It stops. And so if you're, having a good time meeting a lot of girls your first 2 years, and your second 2 years you get into a relationship, and then you guys break up and now you're in the real world, you kind of lose it a little bit. You lose a little bit of that skill. So what I want you to do is I want you to try your best to just date, have fun, get laid, enjoy girls, enjoy women, go on dates, all that great stuff. Try not to get too serious. Really, it's going to be for the best. If you find a girl and you're just like, oh, she's amazing, go for it. And you're just going to learn your lesson, the hard way. Because I tell you, a lot of relationships don't last after college. So that's my tip on that. Another thing is this. Try not to just hit on and pick up every girl that you come across, and don't just hit on girls that, or I should say, talk to girls that are just ones that you're attracted to. Talk to all girls. Make everyone feel welcome. Make friends with all girls, no matter what what they look like, or what their social status is, or what sorority they're in, or whatever. You should make friends with a lot of different girls. And the reason is because I want you to have girlfriends. And I don't mean girlfriend like I just mentioned, like your girlfriend, but a girl who is a friend. I want you to have a lot of those. Why? Because you need to learn how to be comfortable in front of a woman and learn about what they're like, understand who they are, and there's no better way than having girlfriends. So you're gonna have your guy friends, maybe you're in a frat, or maybe you're in your dorm or apartment, and you've made your guy friends. Make girlfriends. There is such a different energy and a different vibe and a different way that girls act. And so you're gonna tap into that by spending time with them. So spend time with guys and girls. Don't just stick to dudes, okay? Make girls that are friends so you can learn about them. When you have girlfriends and you really understand how they work and how they act and what they talk about, because they're gonna be telling you a lot of stuff that's kind of underground. When you become friends with girls, they're gonna tell you stuff that girls that you're attracted to might not be telling you, right? They're gonna be telling you a lot of secret stuff. And so when you're exposed to that, it's gonna be so much better for you when you're going after the girls that you actually like. So you're gonna understand how they work. You're gonna be mentally and physically more comfortable around them, right? There's just so many advantages to being surrounded by women all the time, even if they're not the girls that you're going after. So make sure that you're making a lot of girls who are friends. And also, and I'm sure I don't have to tell you this, have sex. Have a lot of it. Enjoy it. Try to, figure out what you like in the bedroom. Try to figure out more about how to please a woman in the bedroom. This is great practice for you. Of course, this goes without saying, practice safe sex. I'm not your dad, but I am your friend. I'm telling you, you gotta practice safe sex. We don't want any STDs. We don't want any women, getting pregnant. So use a condom, and if it gets serious with a girl and you end up getting a girlfriend, make sure that you guys practice everything safe and she's tested and you're tested and all the necessary stuff, and make sure she's on birth control, whatever, and practice safe sex. But have a lot of it. Enjoy it. This is a great time to experiment in the bedroom so you don't walk into the real world in your 20s being like, I don't know what sex is like, and I'm not comfortable with being with a girl sexually. College is a great place to do that. And a lot of women like to have a lot of sex in college. Like I said, back to the first thing I was talking about, it's a place for experimentation. So the vibe is a little bit more relaxed. You're gonna get the opportunity a lot more, and a lot more definitely in this time of your life than possibly in the future, right? Because again, you're surrounded by a lot of people, you have a lot of things in common, the vibe is chill. So remember that. So let me give you a few more tips in terms of what happens after you meet these girls. Right? We talked about meeting them, the bars, parties, campus, Greek life, class, all that good stuff. You might be thinking, well, Trip, what do I do from here? You're just saying to me, get numbers and, have them meet up with you. Well, that's basically all you're really going to do. I mean, the idea here is this. You're probably not going to be doing a lot of dating in college. It might happen. Try to do it. Like I said, this is 4 years when you can experiment with a lot of different stuff, go on dates, have dates. But college lends itself to more socializing. So you're really going to be getting their numbers, inviting them to places that you're going to, having them bring their friends, and then having some one-on-one time with them and practicing things I talk about that build attraction, right? Being dominant with women, having really good body language, giving them good eye contact, right? Maybe making some jokes from time to time, and just building that sexual tension by using flirtation, right? Flirting with them, maybe teasing them a little bit, giving a compliment from time to time, using good strategies for touching and making sure that they're comfortable with your touch. I have a lot of videos on this stuff. Basically, this channel that you're watching, hopefully you came this far, by the way, because we're really getting into the good stuff now. But hopefully this channel that you're watching is something that you're going to be using to attract women. We don't really have to talk about that here because I talk about that all on this channel. Lots of videos in terms of how to build attraction and get women to like you. So watch those in order to get that handled. But in college, it's really about being a leader, and girls are going to love that. Being the guy who's popular. How to be popular? Same thing we've been talking about. Get numbers, get them out, have fun things to do, create events, get a little bit of alone time with them, right? Be the guy in charge. They're going to see that, and they're going to be attracted to that. So in conclusion, and don't go just yet because there's some good stuff here, okay? I want you to remember this. In conclusion, what is college all about? College is all about 4 different things. It's about socializing. It's about getting comfortable around women. It's about networking. We'll talk about that in a second. And it's about studying. If I had to do everything all over again and give myself this advice, this is what I would say. Those 4 things. So let's dive into those a little bit. So socializing, like I said, this is your time to build this social part of you. I don't care if you're an extrovert or introvert, any of that stuff. Introverts can still be social, okay? So I want you to practice socializing, going out there, meeting as many people as you can. You have a billion opportunities to do so, and it's going to prepare you for the real world more than you know. Socializing, focus on it. That's basically everything we've been talking about here. Next is getting comfortable with women. That is going to be, again, what's happening here too, right? That's what college is going to be about for you. Get comfortable with women, because in high school, maybe you weren't comfortable yet. And even if you weren't comfortable with adult women. You were comfortable with high school girls because you were in high school. So I want you to get comfortable with women now that you've moved to this new stage of your life, right? The 18 to 22, 23 kind of region, right? So this is a good time to get comfortable around them because you have opportunities to spend a lot of time with them. Next, networking. This is a little bit different, but still I can't, go off the video and not having said this. Networking is very important. That's why you get to make friends here. That's why you might join a fraternity. That's why you're doing a lot of socializing. Networking is really, really important for your future career, no matter what you go in. Knowing people is going to be half the battle at being able to get higher in the workplace, either of a job that you already have, or finding a new job, or just being able to learn more about what you can access in this world. You're going to make different friends who are going to teach you new things and tell you about new types of stuff out there, and you're going to have access to them because you're becoming friends with them. So networking helps you with life experiences, helps you with job and career, and also just making friends, right? So networking, very important. And that is another thing that's going to be really important, like I said, in college. Studying, that's the next one. Studying. Don't think because I'm telling you all this that you shouldn't be studying or getting good grades, right? Studying is very important. Even if they say these days that you can get, straight A's, have a bachelor's degree, and it's still hard to get into the workforce, it doesn't mean you shouldn't do good in school, because doing good in school is going to train your mind to be stronger. It's going to train you to be better in the workplace and just have better work ethic. And just getting good grades is going to be a better opportunity for you in the future. No matter what, you're going to be having good grades and you're going to study a lot. It's going to put you ahead of a lot of other people. So make sure you're still going to class and doing your studying and figuring out, toying with what it is you want to do when you're older. So there you go, 4 things right there. And don't forget that this video is going to be here for you, but it's not enough to just watch this. I really want you to take what I said seriously here and apply it, okay? So I'm going to give you a kind of step here that you can do now that you've watched this video, your first step. Now that you're watching this, again, I don't care if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, super senior, super senior, here's your first step. What I want you to do is use one of those lines that I talked about, right? Hey, I haven't met you yet. You know, asking them, hey, what's up? What are you studying? Do you want to do a study group together? What classes are you taking here, right? All these different types of openers are just things that you can use in conversation. Go out there and use that just once this week, okay? Use that and see how it does for you. Practice that, experiment with it, see what comes of it, okay? So there's your little homework. That's the first thing you can do. Watch this video again, take notes. But that's everything I know about how to pick up girls in college. That's my ultimate guide. And like I said, like I've always said, none of this stuff really works unless you apply it. So go out there, apply this stuff. Check out my blog post, the 10 mistakes that I made in college, so you can learn a little bit more in terms of, you know, how I made mistakes. A lot of that stuff was covered here, but there's some other things that you can learn about my personal experience. So go check that out. Link is in the description below, and I'll see you on the next video.